AI ChatGPT. I realized that I was using ChatGPT in a way that I think is radically different from how most people use it. Spill the beans, share the secrets on how I can use ChatGPT to create content quickly for my audience. You're in luck because we're gonna get into it right now. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time certified 7-figure life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things. And I admit that your girl has been using technology lately to help her get some things done quickly. What am I talking about? You already know. AI ChatGPT. However, as I was using ChatGPT to come up with some ideas for YouTube videos that I could create, I realized that I was using ChatGPT in a way that I think is radically different from how most people use it. And this allows me to not only come up with content quickly, but come up with content that's actually engaging and is actually going to attract my clients. So I think a lot of people, quite frankly, are using ChatGPT the wrong way, and that is why their content is falling flat. So if you are looking to grow your online business, particularly your online coaching business, you already know how important content is. But if you want to use ChatGPT, you want to make sure you're using it the right way, because you don't want to have it spit out content that is ultimately not going to be attractive to your target market. So if you're like, okay, spill the beans, share the secrets on how I can use ChatGPT to create content quickly for my audience, you're in luck because we're going to get into it right now. Okay, here's my broader approach when it comes to AI, all AI, including ChatGPT. And the biggest mistake that I find that people are making is they don't realize that ChatGPT is a helping hand, not a helping head. And so what I mean by that is ChatGPT is a hand, it's an assistant, it's a tool that can help you get work done faster, but it's a tool. It's not gonna think for you, right? And so the biggest thing that I see people doing that causes their content in particular to fall flat is they're trying to treat ChatGPT like it's them. Like they're trying to take all the thinking out from themselves and put it on ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT comes up with. But again, ChatGPT is not gonna think for you. You're gonna have to think for yourself and then use your thought process, your strategy, and then use ChatGPT to help you come up with content that fits in alignment with your strategy a lot faster, right? Okay, so here's what I mean. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make with ChatGPT in general or AI in general, but particularly when it comes to creating content, is that they literally go onto OpenAI or whatever and they say, give me YouTube topics for like whatever. For the record, that's not what I did. Yes, I used ChatGPT to help me with this batch of videos, but I did not ask it, hey, ChatGPT, give me a list of video ideas. I guarantee if you do that, you're gonna come up with a list of generic ideas that fall flat, that are basically the same as what everybody else is talking about. And you can't afford to do that because that is going to make you a commodity coach. And there's nothing worse than being a commodity coach. And you know you're a commodity coach if you get, prospects who come to you and they're like, what's different about you versus so-and-so, right? They're comparing you to somebody else who did a video on that same topic. They end up nickel and diming you. That really kills your confidence. In fact, I did a whole video about how to increase your confidence as a new coach. And so you definitely don't want to be lowering your confidence by having prospects who nickel and dime you. And using ChatGPT the wrong way is one of the fastest ways to do that, because you are going to get, topics that really don't resonate with anybody and that are very, very generic. So going back to my analogy previously about how you want to use ChatGPT, yes, as a helping hand, but not as a head, you are going to have to do the strategy. And specifically, my little hack is I don't try to prompt ChatGPT. I try to get ChatGPT to prompt me. And from those prompts, then I come up with creative ideas. So here's what I mean. Again, going back to that example, someone gets on ChatGPT and they're like, dear ChatGPT, give me a list of ideas and topics. Don't do it. I'm telling you, that's not the way you want to go. Instead, what I give ChatGPT is a scenario, right? And one of my favorite scenarios to give it is something that I call the napkin test or the napkin trick. In fact, I've talked about this on several videos around how to come up with coaching package ideas, how to come up with the steps that you're going to lead somebody through when it comes to creating a coaching package. By the napkin trick, what I mean is oftentimes when people are like, oh, what could I put in my coaching program? I will say, imagine you are at a restaurant and you are having brunch with your best friend and she says, I've watched you create this coaching business. I see you helping people do XYZ, whatever it is you coach on. I see you helping people, you know, with their marriage. I see you helping people with their fitness goals. I see you helping people grow their business. I see you helping people, whatever, get healthier, all these things. And I've never told you, but I'm really interested in doing that too. I know we're at brunch, but like, what do I need to do? What are the steps that I need to take in order to achieve the outcome or the results that I see you getting all of your clients for? And so since it's your best friend, you're like, what, girl, why did you never tell me? So imagine you take your drink off the napkin, you know, the little small square napkins that they give you. You take your drink off the napkin, you take the napkin, you take a pen out of your purse, and you say, okay, the first thing you need to do is this. And then the next thing you need to do is this. And then you write down a list of steps that you would think that your friend would need to follow high level in order to achieve the results. I say the napkin trick because a napkin is small, especially those drink napkins, right? So you're not gonna be able to put more than about 5 steps on there, maybe 7 max, right? If you're writing in small, but it's gonna be about 5 to 7 high level steps that you would walk them through, right? That's a scenario that I give clients to prompt them on coming up with their own methodology. Well, I do the same thing with ChatGPT. I will say, hey ChatGPT, imagine you are, you know, a successful life and business coach who does this type of coaching. You work with people all over the world, etc. And imagine you have a person who is in this situation. They're looking to transition out of their corporate job. They want to get into coaching, etc., etc. They want to do all of these things. What questions do you think they would have for me, right? And then ChatGPT spits out the questions. Notice the difference between coming to ChatGPT and saying, hey, ChatGPT, give me some content ideas, right? It's gonna be super vague and whatever. But if you give it a scenario, it will then give you prompts that you can then use as a diving board in order to go into your content. And so that's exactly what I did. And then ChatGPT came up with these questions in this hypothetical scenario that this person would likely ask me, right? If they were at brunch with me, right? And so I looked at those questions and I was like, wow, these are some good questions. And then I asked it to do a deep dive further. I then looked at the questions that it asked, and then I said, okay, imagine one of the questions that your friend asked you needed more details about because you didn't quite understand why they had that question or why it was a struggle for them. Can you speak more specifically about what they are trying to achieve from that question? And then lo and behold, ChatGPT will then take each one of those questions and then expand upon it. It will give you like 5 or 6 more prompts for each question that is very specific. From there, from those specific prompts, that is something that I will then use to come up with my own YouTube ideas. And then I come up with my own script based on how I would answer these questions based on my own knowledge, right? So another thing that I do not recommend, do not use ChatGPT to come up with scripts for you or to basically say what you should say, right? You can use it in this kind of like roundabout scenario way that I've outlined to prompt you on different, you know, YouTube ideas or Instagram ideas or content ideas. But once you have those ideas, it's then up to you to then fill in that content with your own script or whatever, your own Instagram captions, etc. And the reason I really like this process is because, again, you didn't ask ChatGPT to give you topic ideas. Essentially, you asked ChatGPT to give you prompts or kind of questions that you can then use as a jumping off point. One of the questions that ChatGPT came up with in this hypothetical scenario of someone going out to lunch with me and wanting to ask questions was around, you know, transitioning from work, from their corporate career into coaching. And so then I did a deep dive and I said, tell me more about that, ChatGPT, like what exactly, you know, is a struggle with them? And then it started talking about time management and, you know, how to come up with content. And so I was like, oh, okay, what are some strategies that I would give to, you know, create content quickly? Well, I can talk about different tools, but then I thought, well, why don't I talk about ChatGPT, which is exactly the tool that I'm using and specifically how I use it, right? I didn't then say, hey, ChatGPT, how do I use ChatGPT or what's the best way to use ChatGPT to create content? No, I already had my own process, and this process is what I'm explaining to you in this video. So I know this is very meta and very high level, but hopefully this will help you think deeply about how to come up with content quickly using ChatGPT, but do it in a way that really retains what I call your iconic insight. And that's a whole nother discussion. In fact, that's something that I actually teach inside of my coaching certification program, The Next Big Name Coach. It's an accredited coaching certification program that will help you not only get your own coaching certification, but we will show you how to come up with your own coaching methodology. We call this your iconic insight, and then we show you how to create a whole coaching package around that. We help you choose your niche, and then if you so choose, we even have a version of this program that will show you how to build your entire coaching business from scratch, right? So it's so important that you have your own knowledge, your own expertise, your own unique way of looking at things, because that is what's gonna set you apart from other coaches. And so if you use ChatGPT to essentially write all of your scripts for you or to create all of the content for you, you are eliminating the very thing that is gonna make you stand out from the crowd. So yes, you can use ChatGPT to prompt you to come up with ideas, but it's very important that you fill it in with your own content and your own iconic insight. So hopefully this video was helpful for you and will change the way you think about ChatGPT or any of these AI tools that are coming up. But again, if you want to be a coach that stands out from the crowd and you want to have your own iconic insight, we can show you how to do that inside of my coaching program. So go ahead and click the link below to learn all about it. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. If you loved it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next YouTube video, make sure you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for either, right? Can't wait for my next video or my next podcast episode, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, I post on both. And my username is CourtneyLSanders on both. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.